Good evening. Welcome to Gotham by Night. In tonight's episode, I would like to take the opportunity to warn our viewers of the possibility of darker themes. Such themes might include self harm, suicidal ideologies, brutal murder, and the warped mind of someone with significant mental disorders. If these themes, or those of the sort, offend or frighten you, then now is the time to leave. To those that stay, welcome to Gotham by Night, the darker side of the coin. For once, Gotham is not engulfed in rain and blackened skies. It's quiet, unnervingly so. When living in a place that rains almost non-stop, it can become easy to place the noise into the back of the mind. But when that noise no longer exists, one might feel hollow, or that something bad rides the wind. No patter of raindrops, no water on glass, no steam. Silence, darkness, nothing. We draw our attention to William, half man, half beast, yet so much more. Confusion and guilt tug at his heart and mind like a cruel songstress plucks at a harp. Investigation is on the mind, and to complete the task, he must go to her again. William, what's on your mind right now?
He is thinking of how he wants to find Dalton's killer because he really feels sorry for Dalton and the things he went through. You shouldn't have to live through your death.
Hmm. Do you think that this is something that you want to do for her, for the young man, combination of the both, or do you think that you just want to get better at what you do and you don't care?
He is doing it more for Dalton, but also sorta using her to get a favor out of it.
And do you have any idea what favor you would ask of this dead woman?
To help find the Riddler.
Mm. What has he done to you, William?
He locked him in a museum, filled it with gas, kept mailing him some riddles that he doesn't care for. He finds him very annoying, and how he's terrorizing the people in Gotham. How we would breed more spirits in the shadow. He doesn't want that to happen.
Your mind lingers on this rage of the Riddler, this rage of what his actions, her actions, its actions would bring into the shadow. The violence, the brutality that it will spread, not just in the shadow, but in the world of flesh as well. And as you linger on this thought, that injury, it almost burns like an infection around the area. And you know that there is no infection, but silver against one of your kind, it leaves an impression, a reminder to not go anywhere near the stuff, let alone have it touch you. The memory of him and those that follow him, bringing back that physical pain on your body. Now, have you let Where are you physically right now?
I suppose he would be in Tatiana's club.
And whereabouts specifically?
In her office upstairs.
Her office or her bedroom?
Office.
One moment. Sorry about that. You said office?
Yes.
Hmm. And how long has it been since you dallied with the corpse of Tatiana?
An hour, perhaps?
Hmm. Tatiana, it's been an hour since you shared a moment with William. I assumed you are fully dressed, fully prepared for civil conversation, um, and business as usual.
Um, I suppose perhaps halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like personally, it doesn't feel guilt for uh, you know, doing anything with Williams. It was actually uh, a place of comfort for her that she desperately needed after a very eventful evening. She still has many things on her mind, but she's a bit relieved, let's say, and feels a bit safer than she did before. She's
Yes.
fully dressed, yes, sitting on the edge of the couch and brushing her hair that are let down at the moment.
Mm. William, it might occur to you, it might not, that you have seen this woman in a vulnerable state. You, someone who could have torn her apart, killed her so easy. You didn't, but the opportunity to do that, she wouldn't have been able to do anything. Your claws could have dug deep into her carcass and ripped out her intestines. You could have bitten down on her shoulder, completely engulfing her head in your maw, but you didn't. Why did you come back a second time?
William only came here to figure out why there's a big ass blackout. And one thing led to another. Making a deal with this woman, sleeping with her, that wasn't his plan. Just wanted to figure out what was happening.
She's sitting on the edge of the couch. Not as good as a bed, but it did its job. Brushing her hair. She's fully clothed now. She seems to take her time. I mean, why wouldn't she? She has all the time in the world. But there the two of you are, alone and uninterrupted.
William is going to pretend that what just happened didn't happen. That he had not just slept with this person a second time.
And how would you think that William would go about that? Would he immediately go into a hurried talk? Would he try to act casual? Is there a facial expression of regret?
He would stand up from the couch and compose himself, making it seem like business.
Hmm. Tatiana, you see this man that you have shared your couch or bed, your room with twice now rise, adjust his shirt, his pants, his shoes, try to compose himself. You know how to make the pretty ones blush, Tatiana. This one is no different. But it's the way that he goes about it. He doesn't want to acknowledge what just happened. He doesn't he doesn't desire you. He regrets spending time with you. He wishes it never happened. You, that serpent that coils around the breast of every Deva, tightens down in annoyance, in shock. No one denies Mistress Tatiana, especially in her place of domain. Yet this man has, in a way. But it appears he has gone straight into business mode. What do you do?
Um, well, I've seen this before. He's constantly trying to pretend like things aren't happening. But something that I've seen through before, and I see through it now. However, it might not be the best time to talk about it. After all, what's the point of ruining a perfectly pleasant moment? So she will just look towards him questioningly, like, wondering what his next moves might be.
So you say nothing, you just watch.
Hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
William, she's looking at you now, expectantly.
Can you take me to where Dalton died? He's gonna stare you in the eyes.
He didn't die, he was murdered. She will leave down the brush on the table and flip her hair back. She's not going to bother putting them up at this point. It's getting late. Nobody's downstairs apart from some stuff, and even them doesn't matter because there are no lights apart from the emergency lights. So she will just stand up and pretty much show him the way towards the door so they can make their way downstairs.
The door opens to you freely. There is about a 2-3 minute walk until you get to the exact location in which Dalton, the young man, was murdered. Is any conversation had, or is it just an uncomfortable, silent walk?
I would definitely would just dismiss my personal guards to tell them to wait there. They
They
know
do
So,
not.
recommend it.
They know not to question me or him, for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
just a cold silence as we walk. And William is going to pretend he cannot see in the dark, so he's just gonna pull out his phone for a flashlight.
The flashlight illuminates things that you have already seen. The tables, the poles not used for such crude things, but more support pillars, if anything. Um, the seats, the stair railings. It bounces against some glass. Some staff like shield their eyes because they didn't expect a light brighter than a collection of candles that are now situated about the place. Nothing much to cause too much of a reaction within your beast, Tatiana, but enough to make it aware. But it is just an uncomfortable, heavy silence. Walk, walk, walk until you reach the backstage, the prop closet, where presumably a young man was murdered.
William is gonna sigh deeply.
Over there, by the railing, he was seemingly hanged by hmm, what do you call this? Not a scarf. We use this for aerial shows.
How many people go here in this area?
Mostly the girls.
William is going to activate his full senses, and he's going to investigate the area for anything that might help to track down this terrible killer.
What exactly, mechanically speaking, um,
Um,
does those wolf senses do?
Basically, it lets him hear up to 2 miles, lets him see in the dark, lets him smell person. Uh, Basically that, and seeing, yeah, I already said see in the dark. Yeah.
Okay. Mechanically speaking, is this something that will give you 9 agains, 8 agains, rote qualities on investigation or perception dice? Or is that
Uh,
up to my discretion?
mm, it will just give me some extra dice. Like for perception, if I'm in human form, it will give me +1 on perception checks. And for werewolves, everything is 10 again, but I don't know if that's how Brandon is doing it. I think
No,
he's.
I will be doing it. I will be saying yes to that. Especially if you have your werewolf senses on. So I will ask you to make one roll or the other. It is up to you which one you wish to do. You can either make me an investigation roll or a flat perception roll. Which one would you be more interested in doing?
Hmm.
Which one do you think would be most accurate for this situation?
Sniffing out something would probably more appropriate.
Yeah, so perception.
William is also going to activate one of his gifts. He's going to give himself more. He's gonna hone his senses. That will give him +2 dice on his perception.
And do you have to spend any resources for this?
Yes, I am
You do.
spending an essence.
Okay, mark that down. I'd like you to go into a bit more detail. Rather than just saying that you activate it, I'd like you to go into detail about how that transformation feels. Is there any physical manifestations of this? Kind of describe to us and the viewers the transition from normal senses into heightened wolf senses. And as you do this, I will be right back.
William's eye slowly starts to change. His pupils and his iris turn slowly into slits, and his ears kind of elongate a bit, not noticeably enough, but they slightly increases the size. And that's about it. Ooh, I guess his nose also. Only an exceptional success.
I've returned, thank you. So
I rolled for the perception and got an exceptional success. I have a gift that I just need to roll 3 successes in it for perception, and it counts as an exceptional.
And is this something that you have to spend essence on,
Nope,
or is it just
it's free.
okay?
It's permanent.
That's very good. Okay. So a couple of things happen. Your ears. Now, are there any physical manifestations of this, or is this just internal?
His eyes kind of change, like the pupils and the iris slowly turns into a dog where it would like have a shine on them where light would bounce off. Basically, he becomes more animalistic, especially in the eyes. It's more
Mm,
noticeable on his eyes.
okay. Well, immediately, and it hasn't been plaguing you too much, but the darkness, the shadows, it didn't really hide that much. But now that you actively have this on, it really doesn't hide any secrets. The lights might as well be on. The sun might as well be in here. Um, Darkness is no longer a veil for you. Your ears pick up the sound of the clinking of utensils, of the glasses. You hear the squidgy noises of sponges wiping inside of those glasses. You hear the microscopic hairs on the tablecloths or washcloths as they dry off those utensils or glide across the tables. You hear the squeezing of the spray bottle handles for the janitors that kind of wipe down the stage, the pole, the lounges, the slap of the mop, all of those things. You hear all of this at once. They are perhaps... It would not be noticeable with your normal senses, let's say. These might be in the restaurants nearby, but in here, it is just the crackling of static on the security team's radio, the breathing, the heartbeats, minus the carcass, of course, the weight distribution on floorboards or tile or whatever it is that is used in this fine establishment. When it comes to smell, you notice an intoxicating aroma drifting and surrounding the very dead thing that you dallied with. It is this peculiar, unique scent, very pleasing to the nose, not too much. It's almost so subtle that perhaps a human might not recognize it. But then again, it has been a full night. Most of it might have drifted away by now. But with your exceptional senses, you can definitely still smell that as freshly as if she had put it on just now. You have never smelled anything so delicious, chemically speaking, before. She is unique in this aspect. And because of your exceptional perceptions, you can pierce through this just enough to smell something else, something odd, something that shouldn't belong in a place like this. But truth be told, that perfume cloud, it's quite a distraction. Your perception indeed is great, but that means that the perfume cloud is more pungent. It's masquerading something. It's preventing you from knowing.
William is going to think how this is another way that he can find Tatiana if she ever needed to be found again, other than the deal they had just made the previous hour. And he will look at her and go, "Your scent. Would you kindly step out of this room?"
Certainly, if it's distracting, I will be by my booth.
He will give her a smile. "Thank you."
She will walk out of the room and go sit by her booth and play on her phone, I suppose, because nothing else to do in an empty club.
Nothing but wait. She steps out. The door closes. The perfume lingers around. You might need to wave it on by for a moment. Just wait for it to die down. But eventually it does enough to hone in on that mysterious scent, that quality that shouldn't be here. This is a fine establishment, a burlesque establishment, a place for gentlemen and those that appreciate the finer arts of motion work. Perfume, jewelry, these are things that can be expected here. What can't be expected here, or what doesn't make sense, is oil, is petrol, or gas in this case. And coolant?
Hmm. Just going to try and determine where this scent are coming from in this little room.
It seems to have a major presence on the threshold into the prop closet. Then it gets weaker and weaker, considering that it has been um, substantial amount of time um, after this supposedly happened. So the fact that you are picking up on the scent at all is quite magnificent. It seems to get thinner and thinner and less tangible, even to your senses, to the outside door. But the majority of the scent, the strongest scent, which isn't saying much, is at the threshold of the prop closet.
He will go back to the closet and figure out what else this person might have left.
Your eyes narrow on the place where this figure might have been standing, the area in which this scent is thickest. Nothing. No fiber of cloth, no beads of sweat, no blood, no nothing. You only have the scent.
William is gonna give out a big sigh again. Didn't want to have to use this again. He will text Tatiana and he will say, I am going out. I found the scent. And he will activate his impossible spore. It lets him track anything, even if it's the scent is like older. Do you want me to read you the description of this?
No, in this case.
Okay.
How does
will
it?
text back, sorry,
No, it's all good.
and tell him to keep her posted. And if this goes on too late, she will have to return to her haven. Or perhaps spend the night at the club, although she doesn't feel particularly safe there.
Now, how does it feel to unlock this gift? You said you didn't want to use this again. What is the physical sensation, the spiritual sensation? Whenever you activate an ability, I'd like you to describe a little further on it.
He doesn't like using impossible spore that much because it overloads his senses. He can feel the lingering protons. He can smell dried dirt on your fingernails, and he can see the electromagnet. Basically, he can see the Wi-Fi of your phone. He doesn't.
Electromagnetic?
Yeah, he doesn't want to see that. It overloads his senses, gives him a headache. But if he has to, he will use it. He will use anything to follow anything if he needs to.
Do you feel an obligation to help this boy?
Hmm.
Have you seen Dalton before? Do you believe you have met Dalton before?
He doesn't believe he's met the old Dalton. All he knows is he has met this poor lad that is just afraid of everything, afraid of this thing that's inside of him now, and he just at least wants to give him closure.
That is something that you could smell as well. Fear. The pheromone of fear. He pissed himself out of fear. He pissed himself because his body was left hanging while the girls danced on stage, unaware, while the men drooled and ogled at the young flesh, while the women enjoyed the motion art, while the staff collected their coin and did their duties, this young man died, afraid and in pain. You can't kid yourself otherwise. And
While, sorry, go on.
do you have to spend essence for this?
Yes.
The essence flows throughout your body. You allow it to go through your nervous system, to flow through your chakra points, to ooze out from every pore to help you. And
Well,
something frightening happens. But tell me what you wanted to do.
while he was thinking of that Dalton pissed himself. He's going to bite his lip really hard. But to a werewolf, it's nothing. It will only heal in a minute. But just thinking about that pain Dalton has felt, he really wants to hurt this person, wants to get rid of it.
Oh, yes. That rage. It builds and it builds. If you were in your wolf form, the hairs would stand. The lips on your maw would curl back to show gum and fang. A growl would emanate from your throat. Perhaps it does even in your human form. This hot rage causes the inside of your body to warm like you've just taken a large swig of potent alcohol. But this does not make you feel good or calm or complacent. It makes you feel hatred, vengeance, sadistic. Mix that with the essence that flows through your neural your chakra points, your nervous system. It goes throughout your entire body, physical and spiritual and mental. But something unthought of occurs, something truly terrifying for a scout to experience. You get nothing.
He's going to definitely bite his lip again. He thinks he's being incompetent. How can this be? Nothing, even with the moon's gift. Nothing.
There is always asking for help. Friends on the other side, maybe. You've been looking through the eyes of flesh. You have been seeing, or not seeing, you've been smelling oil, petrol, coolant, maybe. You've been experiencing this investigation through the world of flesh, but you do not have to be bound by those rules. You are not just flesh. But would you want to go there?
With this thought in his mind, shakes his head. He will go find a mirror, for it makes reaching easier for his kind.
In this place, a mirror is easy to find. All you would need to do is turn slightly to the right, and you'd find a full-bodied mirror there. This is a burlesque place, and this is backstage where they do get ready.
William is going to try to enter the shadow. Let me roll for that.
Mhm.
So, Sorry, give me a second. I forgot what the rules are for
No, good.
teaching. Let's see. Um,
To my knowledge, you can just spend essence and you succeed.
that is true, but I am running low on essence. I guess I could eat something while I'm there.
How does
Let's
that
see.
translate? Do you feel an actual hunger, a hollowness of the spiritual side? How does that translate into feeling?
I feel empty. I want something inside to devour, the thing that heals me, thing that feeds me, gone. It's like an eternal hunger, I suppose. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, I failed that. I guess I'm spending an essence.
You look at the mirror, you stare into your own eyes, and though you still have the senses of the beast on your side, of Luna's chosen on your side, there is a fog behind you, a darkness of a kind. These aren't supernatural. It is the angles of the mirror. Mirrors can do strange things with perception. But you stare and you focus and you lean in to allow yourself to melt through. Clang. You face plant into the mirror. Not hard, but enough to know that you failed. Again. But failure is not an option in this case. And though your spirit hungers for strength, you allow more to slip through your fingers. Then the gateway opens and you glide through as if the mirror had turned into some kind of vapor and you walked through a sheet of it. The sensation is interesting. It's odd. You might have done this several times by now, but it is always an interesting experience. The transition, the acclimation of going from the world of the flesh to the world of the spirit. It is kind of like a full body chill, goosebumps over your entire body as things adjust and reacclimate. But you are there. You have succeeded. And you look around from this side of the darkened coin. Things look much different. It's not so alone here. Where there is the stage, you see this bloated, pustule thing oozing, undulating across the warped, gnarled wood, belching out gas, making disgusting wet noises, something akin to passing gas and a wet vomit. You see in this room several gaunt, stick-like things preening themselves in what looks like warped versions of the mirror, multiple limbs just plucking at strands that might resemble hair, caressing their long, long faces, adjusting their eyes that seem to melt down their face. If you look out to where the audience would be in this establishment, you see several other spirits spirits of lust, this androgynous figure draped across a love seat that, surprisingly, has not warped too much in this world. You see the spirit of masculinity, this hulking figure with a tiny head, oozing authority, intimidation, primal need. You see the spirit of femininity, cunning, sleek, like a lioness, in the shadows, waiting.
William will walk towards her and he will go, "I can smell you there."
To whom in specific?
The person that's waiting, the femininity, the spirit.
The spirit of femininity. I see. Yes, this figure is an amalgamation of cat, lioness, um, a female body. It almost kind of looks like an Egyptian goddess in a way, Bastet perhaps. It clearly cannot be, because Bastet would be one of the great spirits and nowhere near here, unless
Mm.
called, of course. But you find this unlikely. Um, but stranger things have happened in this world. You approach, they are unsure. They recoil back. You see that their fingernails extend into wicked claws. Their lips pull back in a disgusting fashion, revealing needle like teeth and eyes like that of a cat, or perhaps a snake.
William, trying to calm her down, he will speak in their tongue, the first tongue, and he will go, "Do not be afraid. I am one of Luna's guardians."
Me? Afraid? No! You are the one that should be afraid here, little one.
"And why should I be afraid? This is my home."
No, not like it is ours. There are many of us here, and just one of you. I have feasted here often. The deliciousness of femininity. These fleshy men and women come here to celebrate the form, the perfect form. I have grown strong indeed, little one.
He will glare at this thing and he will say, "Just because you have eaten well doesn't mean you can take down one of Luna's guardians." And he will slowly shift to his other hairier form, half human, just to prove a point. He will hear bones crackling, nails growing. Uh, to William, it always hurts, but he is used to the pain.
Why are you here, little dog?
I am looking for someone or something. Maybe you have seen of this.
Maybe. Why would I want to help you, man?
Uh, you are quite rude.
I am not a fan of men. I have seen what lurks within the deeper parts of their minds, seen what they want to do to us.
Then you wouldn't want to peer into my mind. You will see what I want to do to you, and it's nothing lustful of sort.
You will respect me, little one. This is my domain.
William will try to compose himself. Since you won't help me for free, as often spirits do, why don't we make a deal? A
I am
contract.
not interested in your deals, but if it will get you out of my sight and out of my place of feasting, I refer you to my that one, and it will extend a long, now furry arm towards the spirit that is draped over the love seat. Long black silken hair, upon closer inspection, is actual silk. Their flesh is supple and pale like that of alabaster or marble, but if you don't pay attention, it will shift to another luxury item like satin or ruby. They are
Will,
androgynous. You are unsure if they are female, male. It is a spirit. It is probably neither.
William will nod at this cat thing, and he will shift down to a wolf, for it is easier for him to speak their language in this form.
Hmm.
He will walk towards this silk thing. I've been told we can bargain, spirit.
Deals? I like deals. How can I help you, my pretty, pretty thing?
I am looking for a murderer, and
Oh
he
my.
has killed someone of this establishment.
He? My. How presumptuous.
Assuming, of course, that it is a he.
Hmm. I might have seen something. My friends might have seen things as well. The ones that were putting their faces on, I guess you could say, in that room that you left. They surely must have seen things, though they aren't really chatty to your kind. I, on the other hand, am quite diplomatic. What would you be willing to give? My, where are my manners? What is your name?
You can call me Bill.
Bill. I like that name. I have many names, each one as beautiful as the next. But you, you can call me the Silken One.
So what does the silken one desires?
Oh, you're speaking my language now, honey. I desire much. Some say I am desire. So to ask desire itself what it desires, very difficult question. Hmm, what do I want. What would you give?
I am usually not the one who deals with spirits, but in this instant, mm, I could give you many things if we were to form a contract. Many things that you would want in the flesh realm.
Hmm. I get much here. All kinds of people come. They are so lustful. They are so ready to give to me and my friends. There isn't much that I'd want more from the world of flesh. But I suppose there could be. Hmm. Well, we can get to that a little later. You're looking for a murderer, you say?
Yes,
I did see them. They were peculiar, even to me. And I see many people coming through these doors. No, they were much different. No desire at all, actually. Rather disappointing.
go on.
Well, they were about 6'2", wore a mask, wore a hoodie, large male-like figure. They didn't seem like the rest of the audience. They seemed different, smelled different, felt different. I don't like them.
Them. What do you mean by them?
Them, the one that came here. I do not like them.
As in plural. There's more than one.
Well, yes. There are many. It is difficult to say how many. I have only ever seen one in the flesh, and that was when they came through. I've heard of the others, though. Oh, nasty things they are.
Stop being cryptic.
But I like to play, Bill. You should know that.
Playing is wasting time.
It might be, but I'm the only one you have. So be nice.
William is thinking that he should have probably called the help of his mentor for dealing with spirits because he has no clue how to deal with spirits. Mm. Go on then, spirit.
This thing is going to be very difficult to track, if it's possible at all. They are masters of going unnoticed, at performing duties so well that they are second to none. Some interfere with our business in this realm.
You can
Some,
kind of see a smirk coming to this dog's face. He is very enticed that a challenge like this would come.
Some stick to the realm of the flesh. Most do. But what happens in the world of flesh shapes the shadow. And that's usually not very good for us. It's very constrictive. And I'm not in the mood for any more bondage. No, not tonight. Maybe another time. I have what they are called. Oh, what people have come to call them, of course. But I can't give you that information. Well, I can, but we must do the price first. Now, this price, it will be high, but you'll be able to afford it. I'm nothing if not negotiable.
What is it that you want?
Hmm. I would like. Yes. Something's going to happen here. A little project. A little get together of sorts. The contract that I propose, that you will accept, is that when this gathering happens, you will do nothing to interfere with it. From now until I permit you otherwise.
It is too vague for my liking.
Oh, that's a shame.
Give
How
me time
bad
to
do you
think
want
about it.
this information?
Give me time to think about it.
No.
No. Must it be now that I answer?
Yes. My desires shift as, well, like the moon. Who knows how I'm feeling later?
Can you at least tell me more about this meeting? Who it involves?
All right, but only because you look so handsome, Bill. Just a couple of friends, like me. Desire, anticipation, lust, obsession, fanaticism, festivity. Ooh, and my favorite, snuff.
Well then, this pact, I will adhere to it. I will agree that Bill will not be doing anything himself.
Oh, aren't you precious? This thing kind of, it doesn't even get up from the lounge. It just extends its arm, which seems to keep stretching and flowing like it itself is a ribbon. and its hand-like appendage with its very long nail, which kind of looks like a syringe at this point, caresses your cheek and kind of delicately pokes at your chin. Come now. I do like playing games, but you're not fooling anyone, dear.
What do you mean? I have agreed I won't do anything when this happens.
No, you didn't. You agreed that Bill wouldn't. You really think you can outsmart desire? You desire knowledge, my darling. And that gives me a hot, steamy highway into your beautiful mind. Oh, and you've been lying to me. Don't do that. It's such a turn off.
Just gonna like snarl at the thing. What do you want me to say? That I, William, will not interfere with your gathering of sadomasochism and snuff?
Too vague. No, I would like you to promise and pledge that you, William, will not, until I otherwise specify, interfere in any capacity my gathering here in this location, or locations that I deem to be mine. Yes, that is not the deal that we struck before, but that was me being kind, and you tried to get out of it. This is what happens when you don't play nice.
Spirit. I'm afraid I might have to decline. I know I really need it, but there are other ways of getting information.
Oh, I'm afraid that you're quite wrong. If it was any other thing, I would agree. But this, oh no, sweetheart, sweet little thing. Not this thing. But please, I implore you to try.
All this speaking is making me very hungry.
Would you like a bite, William? A
Mm,
bite out of this? A slice of this pie? Like what you did to that dead, rotting body upstairs? My, I've seen many things, my dear, but a doggy fucking a dead corpse.
William will turn into a dire wolf and like snarl very loudly at this thing with his like tail up and like intent, like he looks like he's has the intention of pouncing.
Oh, I struck a nerve. My bad. Tell you what, since you look so cute in this outfit, I take it back. So sorry. The
Do
deal
not
will be
for-
as it was before. Just this place, only this place. Final offer.
Do not forget what you are talking to, spirit.
Hmm. Do not forget that you need me. Me in specific.
Fine.
Say the words.
I, William, will not intervene in any capacity until you say so.
Then we have a deal. Oh, this made my night. Here is the information you've been wanting to hear. Demons.
I will be back for you when this is over.
Oh,
I
I really hope you do.
I will enjoy every piece of you as I tear you
Oh.
apart and turn you into essence.
I'm sure you will. Everyone that has a slice of me loves me. They can't get enough of me. But until
Oh.
I say otherwise, I am part of that deal you struck. So until I say otherwise, no, I don't think you will.
There are always people watching me, Spirit. Even if I don't
Oh.
want anything to do with you, they certainly will.
Mm. Well, that's a bridge that I'll cross when it comes to that. Now, you got your answer. Demons, or rather, one demon in particular. Good luck tracking them down.
Demons.
Oh, you don't think I mean biblical demons, do you? Oh, do you not know about the real truth about God? Oh, this is precious. Would you like to
You,
know? A freebie on the house.
you are testing my patience, Spirit.
Well, if you don't want to have this free information.
Fine. Speak.
All right. God, that big man up in the sky wearing all the robes and the big bushy beard. No, he's dead, I'm afraid. Not around anymore. Well, either dead or abandoned, everyone. No, the truth of the matter is, there is something far, far worse in charge now. Or perhaps that's how it's always been. Some say it is the God machine. Others say that it is the code written in reality that makes everything what it is. Demons are kind of like super sexy robots that are sent from its terminals. Oh, its terminals. And thrusted into our and your world to complete tasks. You see, this machine is so powerful that it requires angels to do its bidding. It's kind of like asking you to specifically move 2 molecules of dust from one place to another. Only 2. If the God Machine tried to do such a thing, it would vaporize entire universes. But if it acted through tools, then it could. Demons are kind of like angels, only they've decided they wanted to pretend to be human more than they should. Convince themselves that free will exists. My goodness. I don't know why this demon did what it did, but I do know that if they can hide from the eyes of God, which is everywhere, I'm sure they can hide from you. Unless, of course, you lure it out into the open. Oh, luring. I'm good at that. But I test your patience. Maybe you can come back another time and we'll make another deal.
No more deals with you, Spirit.
We'll see.
William will try to go back to the world of flesh.
Mm.
Oh wait, before he does that, he's gonna go get some essence because he's running on empty.
And throughout the entire experience of you being in the Umbra, the shadow, this other dimension filled with spirits, fair and foul, you hear the cackling of this creature that you have bargained with in the back of your head, taunting you and milking its satisfaction from you every step of the way. Maybe it is just because you are so unbalanced in terms of your spiritual resonance, or perhaps it's following you, or perhaps its mark on you is to simply laugh and taunt at you. You don't know. Things in this world can be rather strange. But if there is a roll to be made to see how much essence you get back, that is to be done now.
What I'm gonna do to make it easier for myself is I'm just gonna go back to the sushi bar and eat the essence there, so I don't have to do shit. Because
yeah.
I'm lazy. Yeah.
Does that mean that you have to roll to get out of the Umbra?
No, I can go back to the location. Oh, you mean like just getting out of the Umbra?
Yeah, into the world of flesh.
Yeah. Let's see.
It would suck if you got stuck here,
uh,
hungry and taunted as you are.
well, before I leave, I'm gonna go to the sushi bar in the Umbra and eat the essence there because there's.
Oh, got you. Okay. Yep.
Damn it.
Not a single success, I'm afraid.
Yep, I'm gonna use essence again.
Spending more essence. You really are running on fumes now. And the laughter gets louder. Almost as if another joke erupted and a new, more bellowing laughter comes through, as if that joke was even more funny than the last. But you get your desired effect.
Mm-hmm. The instant I am out of the Umbra, I will text Tatiana. We need to talk.
Question: what time is it by this time?
I would say, time is strange in the Umbra, I'm going to say. So for you, there is about 50 minutes until dawn.
I will tell him that I will text him back to come visit at the club the next evening because he doesn't have too much time left and he will have to be driven home. Because staying at the club is not ideal at the moment, both for her mental and emotional state, and she doesn't feel safe there
Mm-hmm.
with the blackout and everything.
Mm-hmm. I guess William will stay in the sushi bar.
An attempt to lap up any remaining essence, maybe, or be scolded by one of your mothers. Who knows?
Yes.
You've been neglecting your spiritual side, son. But Tatiana, you are, of course, attended to every step of the way. You barely need to lift a finger. Everything goes according to your plans, at least for now. The doors open for you. The car is prepared for you. You are driven. You don't need to, crack any manicures. You got a new level on Candy Crush. And before no time, you are at your haven. You can see that the horizon is beginning to lighten, and you feel lethargic and slow and heavy, and the lids of your eyes are just really, they're hanging, and your vision is a little blurry on the sides, but not nothing too dramatic. But every step is like, oh my God, can I just go to bed? And that sensation only begins to grow and grow and grow the longer that you remain the longer that you are in motion. You feel the animating essence within you, leaving you strand by strand. The rigidness of being a corpse begins to set in. You might get a cramp in the left of your calf. You might have some fingers lock for a second before it becomes able to move again. It is a constant reminder that you are dead. And when the sun is up, you are even more dead. But you were at your haven.
Well, there's not much I can do. It's almost light out, so I'll just stumble over to my bedroom, which is, of course, light proof, sandproof, completely. And I'll just drop on the bed.
What's in your bedroom?
There aren't many knickknacks. There's a pretty big bed, luxurious, having has a canopy, nice bed sheets, a wardrobe,
Do you
antique
have a vanity
ornaments.
at all? Like a makeup station
Oh,
or?
of course.
Oh, of course. Okay. Silly of me. Well, then in that case, you definitely realize this. There's someone in the reflection of that mirror. Sitting, draping across the bed of yours. You look into the real world. There's no one there. You look back at the mirror. They're there. Long, black, silk like hair. When in closer inspection, it seems to be actual silk. Skin pale, much like yours, but maybe even better, if that's even possible, like alabaster or marble. Yet maybe this is just your your sleepy mind playing tricks on you. But if you don't pay attention, it shifts into something else, like ruby or satin. And they smile, looking pleased and precious, like a house cat that just got fed.
It's not someone I recognize, I take it.
Not at all. You've never seen this individual before. They are androgynous as well.
What I will do with the little energy I have is I'm going to grab whatever fabric is close to me and drape it over the mirror. And then I'm going to immediately text Jared and tell him to come over and stand watch pretty much
Inside of your bedroom or outside?
inside of my bedroom.
Watch you sleep? All right. You send the message, it goes through, and just as the handle begins to twitch to your bed, you don't know if it's him because you fall asleep. Vision, hearing, taste, touch, it all goes down the drain, and you are trapped in oblivion. But perhaps the last thing you hear is, oh my. And that's when the darkness closes in entirely, not over just you, but on this episode. Thank you for playing, and thank you for watching.